What is up, guys? Richter KackisHD here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we're going to be discussing a bunch of leveling tips coming from the guy who's #1 in the world for power level in Destiny 2. This is the absolute upper echelon, and so let's get started. But just before we do, if you're looking to upgrade your headset, check the link in the description down below. Clicking it will apply a discount to any ASTRO product due to my partnership with ASTRO and help the channel out. Definition of a win-win. Alright, now I mentioned this in yesterday's video that one of my raid team members, Haha Bananas, who has a small Twitch channel, you can check it out, it's linked up above, but he is currently sitting at #1 light in the world. Here is a screenshot of that right now, and this is his current light level at the time I'm recording the video. 959. We're actually about to start taking on the 980 light level Nightfalls. So, obviously, this guy knows how to level. So, I sat down with him and asked him, hey, do you have any leveling tips to help players who are struggling gaining light levels and so on? And he gave me a bunch, and I'm going to give them to you. And first things first, I know people aren't going to want to hear this, but you gotta prep. Now, obviously, it's a little late for it now, but it's not too late for the next season, and the next season, and the next season. A lot of people go into a brand new DLC with 65 Vanguard tokens, wonder why they can't level up, and then make a forum post complaining about it. You gotta do a little bit of prep. Tons of people put out fantastic guides. All of my prep guides I discuss with him, and he's been #1 light several times, so you know that information is solid. But yeah, guys, you may have missed the boat this time, but next time, do a little bit of prep, do some things that can give you an edge going into that next DLC. But moving on from there, let's talk more about the here and now. So, the absolute most important thing you can do when you're ascending in light levels is the process of evening out. That's going to gain you basically free power levels and then influence all of the power of the next powerful drops you're going to get. So, there's a couple things you can do right off the bat that really aren't resource intensive, especially if you're juggling between multiple characters. And yes, having multiple characters is by far the most efficient way to level up. He's #1 because he's on his 3rd character. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have time to create all these multiple characters, well, you can, if you want, create 2 of the same character, and that's going to help you just transfer gear directly and then grab all the powerfuls on a different character, right? But something we discovered for those of you who are balancing multiple characters is the fact that you can actually withdraw armor from your collection and save yourself a ton of resources. If you go into your collection, armor, and then down in the bottom left corner it says leveling, you can withdraw blue armor pieces. So what you can do is, on a second character, you transfer over your, 910, 920 weapons from your first character, and then you just start withdrawing blues from your collection. They're always going to be something like 20 light lower than what you are, but because of your weapons, those blues are going to be like 810 light, way up from your 750 light armor, and then they're going to be 815, 820. Every time you withdraw an armor piece, you're going to grow and grow and grow, and you can actually level up massively, like hundreds of light levels, just from doing this, just from withdrawing from your collections on a second character. Now, eventually that's going to come to a halt, and you won't really gain any more light levels from doing this, and then you're going to have to go and grind packages from Vanguard, Crucible, go and do the world vendor packages at Nessus, wherever, and those are going to, again, help you ascend. Anytime you get an armor piece, if you have that second character, because of your high weapons, you're going to go up and up and up and up, and you can reach over 900 without even firing a shot. However, when we talk more specifically about evening out, it applies to both second characters and also first characters. Because evening out is the process of gaining power levels through the powerful rewards and then hitting up a vendor and gaining additional power levels by evening out all of your gear. And it works like this. Because all gear drops 0 to 3 light levels below your average light level, if you can get that gear to fill up the spots that are lagging behind, you can gain free light levels. In fact, this is actually the calculation for when you know you need to go and even out. So, if you're looking at your character and you have a bunch of gear and you look at your gear score level. So if you hover over your light level, it has a little bit of a bonus level coming from your seasonal artifact. You don't need to pay attention to that. You just need to look at your gear level. Let's say it's 922. Then you add up the overall power levels from all the gear above that point. So if you have a 925 kinetic weapon, that's 3 points, right? Because 3 above 922. Then you have a 922 energy, no points. You have a 921 heavy, no points. You have a 927 helmet. Okay, that's 5 points right there. And then let's say, for argument's sake, the rest of your gear is like 921. So, because your primary and your helmet are above your average light level of 922, and specifically, they're 8 power levels above, that's the thing you want to reach. 8 power levels above. It means that if you balance out and fill up every single slot with 922 gear, so if you go to somewhere and just spam tokens and you get 922 gear for the rest of your slots, then you will go to 923. That's how the math works. But obviously that is extremely resource intensive. So the other cutoff you're looking for is 15 power levels above. So you add up all your gear again that's above your average light level. If you get to 15, that means that any piece of gear, if you increase it by 1 power level, you will increase an average power level. And it just goes backwards from that. So 14, you have to increase 2 things or 1 thing by 2 power levels, etc. So that is a really good way to know, all right, I'm at a position where I'm very close to an extra light level, like for free. I'm going to go to a vendor. I'm going to withdraw things from the season pass. We're going to talk about that in a sec. And I'm going to get that free power level. And of course, that's going to increase all of my future drops by +1 as well. Now, in terms of which vendors you should go for evening out, the best by far seems to be Devrim K in the EDZ. If you ever see the spider selling Dusklight shards, pick up as many as you can, thousands of them, well, at least for this first initial week, because for whatever reason, every single package given out by Devrim is of light. So in that scenario, your average light is 922. Every single time he gives you 922. He never gives you 3 below or 2 below or 1 below like some other vendors can. Now, I'm not exactly sure why this is, but it's possible that it's because EDZ is the flashpoint right now. And when the weekly reset happens, wherever the flashpoint is, that vendor will give of level gear. So just keep that in mind, but right now, it's Devrim. However, if you're completely out of resources, there's still some great ways to get those extra power levels via, like I said earlier, your season pass. Throughout that pass, all the way to level 57, past level 57, you're going to get ornaments and it won't really matter as much. You are going to get pieces of armor, and all of those armor pieces are going to drop at your average power level. This is obviously hugely beneficial, and if you guys are hearing my words, stop withdrawing stuff from your season pass until you absolutely need it most. Whenever something is lagging behind, if you are at a position where you're, plus 15 and you just need a class item, your class item is lagging behind, hopefully you can go into your season's pass and then you can withdraw your class item. It's going to be of level, it's going to give you that boost and help you level up. Now, I am going to mention this, but it's pretty extra. You do have an exotic engram in your season's pass as well, so if you're missing like 1 armor piece, if you have everything except for the Kepri's Sting for the Hunter, it's pretty likely to be the Kepri's Sting. So you can kind of wait until you need gauntlets and then withdraw the armor piece, and then if you get that exotic, it'll actually help you out. So, leveling up your season's pass is actually very important and will help you level because you get to withdraw that armor. So if you're lagging behind, I made a little bit of an XP guide video yesterday. Check that out, it's linked up above, but just make sure you're doing as many bounties as you can and also make sure that you are only turning in those bounties when you're with someone else. Like, just join someone, a random guy in the tower. It doesn't matter, because you get the shared wisdom buff for being in someone else's fire team. When you're actually loaded in with them, look for it on your inventory screen. It'll say shared wisdom, and that means whatever experience you gain, you're going to gain more of it because of that other person's like passive seasons pass buffs. But it just gives you more experience. So wait until you get that bonus and then turn in all of your bounties, and then go and fill up your inventory with more bounties, go back, join someone else, turn them all in, right? Not to mention that doing that and leveling up your season's pass won't just give you armor, it's going to also level up your seasonal artifact, which is going to give you overall power levels. And that's also very important, because they won't affect your drop rates. Like, if you get a plus 10 from your artifact in terms of power level, it will not give you gear that's plus 10. But it does affect your Guardian, so it affects you in terms of incoming damage and outgoing damage against enemies. So if you're 950 gear score, but you have a plus 10, so you're 960 overall, and you're facing 980 enemies, well, that's going to impact you. That's going to help you out quite a bit. So those plus light levels you can get from your seasonal artifact, those are important too. Don't think it's all about getting gear. It's also about getting experience. Now, one last leveling tip. There are certain things that have somewhat hidden powerful rewards, and that is the rank ups. So, if you're playing Gambit, it's pretty obvious that, well, you have 3 Gambit matches in total, you get a powerful, that's good to know, and if you do 8 bounties for the Drifter, you get another powerful for the week. There, those are very obvious, it says right in the directory. What it doesn't say is that if you rank up in Gambit a main rank, that should also give you a powerful, and the same for your Valor rank within PvP. If you're doing the Crucible and you rank up like a main rank, not Guardian 2 and 3, but the next big rank, you should get a powerful from that. Unless you're playing Comp. For whatever reason, Comp is extra saucy, and it's going to give you a powerful seemingly for every little rank up as well. So for Guardian 2 and 3, you will get apparently powerfuls for Comp. Comp seems to be just crapping out powerfuls, and it is a very good thing to grind. And if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't want to grind Comp, that's so sweaty, I'm not good at PvP, doesn't really matter now, because number one, there's a solo queue now, so things are a little bit less stompy. You won't go against a team of 4 and just get destroyed. And also, with Shadowkeep, they've made losses much less devastating. So if you're on a 5 win streak and you lose, you won't go back to 1 anymore, you're going to go down to 4. So it's much easier to climb the ranks of Comp than it was previously. Alright guys, and that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at @RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.